Hiya to you. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying home learning today. This is your first guided reading lesson. For those who haven't done guided reading before with me in school, we follow a 3-day structure. So the first day in guided reading, you will learn some new words, okay, improving your vocabulary. On the second day, we'll be answering some what we call literal questions, kind of questions that you need to go back to the text to find the answer. And on day 3, we'll be answering what we call inference questions, where you need to kind of work out what the writer means by using a certain word or a certain phrase, or maybe working out how a certain character might be feeling in the text, okay? So as I said, day 1, we will be learning some new vocabulary. We're learning 5 new words today. So let me share my screen. Hopefully here you can see this. And our new book. What is the title of our new book? This is the front cover of the book. What is the title? Have a pause. Tell me through the computer. I've got special superpowers. I can hear all of you. Well done, most of you there who said Monkeys and Monsters, or specifically The Adventures of Sinbad the Sailor. Monkeys and Monsters. There's a series of books. There's a few stories involving Sinbad the Sailor. He's a very famous character, but this book specifically is called Monkeys and Monsters. And what type of book do you think it will be, though? Do you think it's going to be a fiction book, or do you think it will be a non-fiction book? Have a think. If you're unsure, I'll give you a little clue. A fiction book would be like Harry Potter, whereas a non-fiction book might be an information book on elephants. What do you think this one might be? Well done if you said fiction. I think it's going to be a made-up story about Sinbad maybe fighting some monkeys or saving some monkeys. Well, I don't think it's going to be a non-fiction book. I don't think it's going to be an information text on monkeys and monsters. But if you thought that, okay, you're having a go, you're thinking, it's important. Let's learn our new words. So these 5 words are going to appear in the text. Our first word is swarming, okay? So what does swarming mean? Swarming is just moving in large numbers. You might say the bees were swarming around Mr. Wernick, so he had to stay very still so he did not get stung. So swarming just means moving in large numbers, and you can see some birds maybe here swarming in the sky. So moving in large numbers. Another word we're going to be learning today is cruel. What does cruel mean? It means deliberately causing pain. Deliberately causing pain. So someone might be cruel to animals, and that would be someone who deliberately causes animal pain. But luckily, there's not many people who would do that. But here we can see Cruella de Vil from the 101 Dalmatians. She was cruel to animals because she wanted them for her fur coats, okay? So that was our second word today, cruel. Our third word that will appear is seized. I'll say this one and you say it. Seized. 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 But what does seized mean? To take control of something. And we can see here a pirate ship that would sail around seizing control of other ships. They would maybe jump on board the other ship, swing in, okay, but they would go on the other boat and seize control. They would take control of it, okay? Maybe year 2 seized all the classrooms, forcing Miss Baldwin, Miss Head, and Mr. Wernick outside, okay? But seized just means to take control of something. The other word is tossed. You might have heard that word before, but if you haven't, toss just means to throw something. You might toss a coin. In football, to see which end you start at, you start with a coin toss, where a coin is tossed in the air and you have to call heads or tails. Maybe when the pirate ship has seized control of the other boat, they might toss the other captain into the water. Sounds very scary, but toss just means to throw something. And our last word today is stranded. And what does stranded mean? It means left without any way to leave, okay? Left without any way to leave. For example, maybe you're stranded like this gentleman here on an island and there's no way to get off there. There's no boat, there's no bridge. You've been stranded on the island, okay? Maybe you might be stranded at a train station because the trains aren't running and there's no taxis and you've been left there with nowhere to go. You've been stranded, okay? Not something anyone would like to be. It'd be very cruel to leave someone stranded, okay? Particularly if you left them stranded on an island and there were lots of bees swarming around, okay? It would be very, very cruel, okay? So they are our new words today. What we're going to do now is actually read our text of Monkeys and Monsters, okay, which is part of the series of The Adventures of Sinbad the Sailor. So we're going to play the text using Jump In. Now I'm going to quickly do, hopefully year 2, is stop sharing my screen. And hopefully you can see my face. Now I haven't got my glasses today, so I'm going to read this to the best of my abilities. And hopefully now you should see the text. Hopefully you can see that. You can see it's the book, Monkeys and Monsters. Now on my screen, all the words have reversed. Hopefully when I watch it back, they will be the correct way. And hopefully you're seeing normal English words. So, chapter 1. Let's start with the day that the wind blew my ship to the evil island of Zub. A gang of was waiting for us there on the beach. Remember, we're playing Jump In. They all had cruel eyes and twisted, and each one carried a razor-sharp dagger in it. That does sound a bit scary. Help, screamed the captain. They're coming to get... Sure enough, the monkeys came swarming onto the ship, seized everyone on, and us all into the... As we thrashed about helplessly in the monkeys grabbed turned the ship and sped away in it. This word here was oars, okay? And you can see the oars here. And oars are used for rowing, okay? It helps move the boat forward. So the monkeys grabbed the oars, turned the ship and sped away in it. But look at the men here, trapped on the floor in the water, I should say. Somehow, a few of us to swim ashore. But now that the monkeys had stolen we were completely stranded. Ooh. Does that mean they have a way of getting off the island? Or does it mean they do not have a way of getting off the island? Well done if you said it means they do not have a way of getting off the island. As we know, stranded means left somewhere without an ability to leave. You should have heard the other groaning, but I was determined not to give. So I gazed around and very soon spotted a towering... Let's go up there, I said to the others. The gates are wide open. Someone inside might help. We all trudged through the gates into a dark courtyard. There was no one. An enormous was blazing away in the middle of the yard with a blackened cauldron steaming on top of... I think it might be the 5th of November, this story, potentially. Why do I think it might be the 5th of November? Why might it be the 5th of November? It probably isn't, just to clarify, but why could it maybe be the 5th of November? Suddenly, one of the passengers shrieked in horror. Look, he pointed. Next to the bonfire was a pile of human bones. So in answer to my question at the end of chapter 1, why might it be the 5th of November? Because from our history, we know that's how we celebrate the Gunpowder Plot. However, this will not be because of the 5th of November, just to clarify. But there we are. There is chapter 1. All our new words appeared. Okay, it's a bit different playing jump in with without you guys with me, but I'll definitely improve on how I do it, I promise. So, what's your activity today? You need to link our new words, cruel, swarming, tossed, stranded, and seized, to their correct definition using a ruler if you have one. Okay, for example, on the right hand side we have the definitions, on the left we have the new vocabulary. So what does cruel mean? What does cruel mean? Does it mean left without any way to leave? Don't think so. Does cruel mean to take control of something? No, it doesn't mean that. Does cruel mean to be deliberately causing pain? Yes, oh, it does. With a ruler, cruel means deliberately causing pain. Cruella de Vil was cruel because she wanted to take the Dalmatians purely to make a coat. Okay? So you need to link each word to the correct definition. If you have finished, can you write the word in a sentence? Okay? The MIT children tossed Mr. Wernick out of the classroom and seized control of it. Okay? There, I used 2 words in one sentence. That's worth bonus points if you can do that. Remember, try and upload your work on Seesaw afterwards. Would love to see your sentences. Enjoy doing the activity. I'll speak to you all later. Goodbye.